Hello, hi. This is Frederica with Thinking Free with Frederica, and I'm on today to continue our topic on getting to know our internal experience. And one of the ways that we're doing that is by looking at the Model Internal Family Systems, IFS for short, by Dr. Richard Schwartz. So, again, I am here to give you good information. I am here a therapist. I'm here a therapist. Yes, I am. I am a therapist here in the Texas area, and I am a licensed professional. However, I am not your therapist, and nor am I giving you therapeutic advice. I am giving you information that you can use or not to take things a step further for yourself and getting to know more about your internal experience, as well as should you choose to connect with a mental health professional in your area that can walk you through deeper steps. Should you desire. So, again, this is not therapeutic advice. I'm not your therapist. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you some information that you can choose to use if you like. So let's get started. This is part three of the series. And last time we talked about firefighters, and the firefighter is the one that, as a part of our soul, comes in to help to prevent, or sorry, to extinguish, to get rid of, to remove, to lessen emotional pain. And it can do it through a variety of means like overeating, oversleeping, lashing out, daydreaming, or just kind of letting your mind wander, but through overuse of social media, phone usage, scrolling, gaming, gambling, any kind of addiction. Also, we looked at the other part of protector, which is coming in to try to protect you from hurt, is the manager part. And the manager part is that part of us that seeks to prevent the emotional pain by getting in front of it through either some behaviors like worrying, self-criticizing, perfecting, controlling, striving, those kinds of things. And so what we are looking at is our internal experience through the lens of our soul, and our soul being multidimensional or having more than one part. So, the third part that we're going to look at today is the exile part. The exile part of our soul is a vulnerable part, and this part is usually the part of us that we try to push away, or the part of us that feels uncomfortable to deal with or address, because this is the part of us that is usually carrying the emotional wound, that is carrying the pain for us, that is oftentimes stuck in the past, and they hold on to the painful memories. And so it would be like if a person were like punched in their stomach or something, or hit, that the exile will actually hold the pain of that hit, the actual wound of the hit. Now, a protector part would show up and say, this is a manager would say, this is what we need to do to make sure this never happens again. And then the firefighter part would show up to try to soothe it, which would maybe be, to lash out, or to go into seeking comfort or hiding out in isolation. And so this is kind of how those three parts work together. So an exile, when we know that we are experiencing a relationship with an exile part of us, is that we start to notice certain emotions feel uh more prominent, like they feel like we're experiencing those more, the frequency of them, like shame, fear, insecurity, even loneliness, sadness, and hurt. So these are some emotions that we can feel, and when we feel them more consistently, like if a person is consistently feeling insecure, there is a part of them, an exile can be an exile part of them, that is holding that insecurity, that is too close and is leading their internal system, the way that they make decisions, the way that they think through things. And because the exile is still holding on to that wound in a way um, that it's telling that person that it needs to address that area. So it's not for the person to stay insecure or to stay fearful or full of shame. It is actually to let that person know that that part of them is needing some support, that part of them is needing to let go and reframe a story or experience that they're telling themselves because it is causing that pain to continue. The way that they're holding it, the way that they're holding that injury, or that relational or that emotional wound is still speaking very loudly and is governing more of their internal experience and their decisions. So, in a practical sense, this could look like a person who let's take this time of year where we're in December currently at this recording. And so in December here in the US, there is a lot of gatherings, togetherness. People are sharing gifts and bringing people together for parties. And a person who is experiencing some insecurity about their life or their position in their life may not want to go around the family gatherings or the gatherings with people, by the way, because of the way that they're perceiving themselves, because of the way that they're thinking about things, and that insecurity is at the forefront and the insecurity is leading. And so they can feel that weight of insecurity more intensely. It's not that that's the only thing that they feel, but when they consider that experience or consider what's going on, it can be through the lens of trying not to experience that level of pain or even just feeling insecure in the space that they're in, the physical space that they're in. That person feels insecure or a lack of attachment and closeness in the moment with the people that they're in. It could bring about, fear and sadness as well, where the person is thinking about and feeling a lot of fear, anxiousness in the moment, sadness that they can't accomplish what they want to, or even a sad part that's grieving a loss during this time of year and wanting to get that person's attention so that it can actually address the internal pain that losing that person has brought on because the way that they're holding it, the way that they're engaging with that pain or the loss is actually causing the pain to remain and to actually strengthen. And so not to say that you won't have a part of you that misses and loves that person, but that part of you that misses and loves them will not overstep into other areas of that person's life, thinking, being, emoting, and enjoying their lived experience. So, this is the exile part. And the exile part, it can be very young. A lot of us experience very different woundings, relational woundings, emotional woundings as a child, but also throughout our experiences. So sometimes the part of us that is holding the wound is holding it from a very long time ago. And it seeks to get your attention, but sometimes we feel like we can't talk about it or we can't go there. So it can be helpful to have someone, a trained professional, to help you go in and address that, whether they are a licensed professional or someone who is very familiar with inner healing models to help support. So take this information and choose to do with it what you will. The goal is, as always, to help you think more free, to help you live more free so you can engage and live the life that is created for you. Have a great and wonderful day, and I look forward to engaging in the future on Thinking Free with Frederica. Have a great day. Bye.